Why leaving the narcissist is only the beginning, the hidden war Black women fight after they walk away. Welcome to the Soft Girl Era podcast, the sacred space where strong Black women unlearn survival, rediscover softness, and reclaim the joy, rest, and freedom they deserve without guilt, without apology, and without explanation. I'm your host, LeAnne Dolce, pronounced Dolce, like sweet softness whispered in French. I'm your guide from burnout to boundaries, from doing to being, from strong to soft and loving every second of it. Today, I had the profound honor of sitting down with Shaketha Harrold, a woman whose courage, faith, and resilience are transforming lives and breaking generational cycles of silence. Shaketha is not just a survivor of narcissistic abuse, she is a beacon of hope for Black women everywhere who are learning to set boundaries, reclaim their voices, and step boldly into their God given purpose. Her work is making the world a better place, one healed heart at a time. And what she shared with me, what we're about to explore together today, is going to challenge everything you thought you knew about leaving toxic relationships and finding true freedom. Here's the thing most people believe: leaving a narcissist is the end of the pain. You walk away, you close the door, you block the number, and just like that, you're free. Right? Wrong. What Shaketha helped me understand and what the research confirms is that for many Black women, the journey to healing truly begins after the relationship ends. The wounds run deep, often affecting self worth, professional confidence, and even physical safety. In some cases, retaliation occurs after setting boundaries, like having your tires flattened out of anger. Yes, you heard that right. The process is not just about surviving the abuse, but about reclaiming your voice, your identity, and your God given purpose in the aftermath. Let me say that again because it's critical. Leaving is not the finish line, leaving is the starting line. Now, I know some of you listening right now are thinking, LeAnne, I left. I got out. Why do I still feel so broken? And that's exactly what we need to talk about. Because the truth is, narcissistic abuse doesn't just bruise your body or break your heart, it rewires your brain, it distorts your sense of self, it makes you question your worth, your judgment, your very existence. And for Black women who are already navigating a world that tells us to be strong, to hold it together, to never let them see us sweat, the weight of that trauma is compounded by the pressure to keep silent, to keep smiling, to keep surviving. Let me tell you about a woman named Danny Ellison. Danny is a Black woman working in a corporate setting, navigating boardrooms where she's often the only one who looks like her. She's sharp, she's accomplished, she's everything the world says a successful woman should be. But behind that polished exterior, Danny was drowning. And here's the part that might surprise you: the narcissistic abuse she endured didn't come from a romantic partner, it came from her mother. Yes, her mother. Because narcissistic abuse doesn't always come from the people we date. Sometimes it comes from the very people who were supposed to protect us, nurture us, love us unconditionally. For years, Danny endured criticism that cut deep. Nothing she did was ever good enough. Every achievement was minimized. Every mistake was magnified. She was told she was too sensitive, too emotional, too much, and somehow, simultaneously, not enough. And because it was her mother, the woman who gave her life, Danny didn't even recognize it as abuse for the longest time. She just thought that's how mothers were. She thought she was the problem. At work, Danny overachieved. She had to. In a predominantly white workplace, she knew she had to be twice as good to get half the credit. She smiled through microaggressions. She swallowed her pain. She kept her head down and her standards high. But inside, she was falling apart. The emotional invalidation from her mother had taught her that her feelings didn't matter, that she couldn't trust her own perceptions, that she needed to earn love through perfection. And so she performed. She performed at work, she performed in relationships, she performed in every area of her life, terrified that if she stopped, if she let anyone see the real her, she would be rejected all over again. It took years before Danny recognized she needed help. She sought therapy, and that became the safe space where she could finally confront the abuse and begin healing. In therapy, Danny learned to reparent her inner child, that little girl who had been told she wasn't enough. She learned to set boundaries, not just with her mother, but with everyone in her life who had been taking more than they were giving. She learned to speak her truth, even when her voice shook, even when it felt dangerous. And here's what's beautiful. Danny didn't just heal for herself, she became a voice for other Black women experiencing similar struggles. She started having conversations about generational trauma, about the ways our mothers and grandmothers passed down survival strategies that no longer serve us. She inspired other women to seek help, to break the silence, to choose healing over hiding. Her story is a testament to the fact that healing is a journey, not a destination. The psychological and spiritual impact of narcissistic abuse can linger long after the relationship ends. It requires intentional healing, support, and sometimes professional help to rebuild self esteem and trust in oneself. You don't just wake up one day and feel whole again. You have to do the work. You have to sit with the pain. You have to confront the lies you've been told about who you are. And you have to choose every single day to believe that you are worthy of love, respect, and peace. Now, let's talk about what happens when you actually set those boundaries. Because here's the second insight Shaketha shared with me. Setting boundaries is an act of faith and self love. Walking away from a narcissist is not just a practical decision, it's a spiritual declaration that you are worthy of respect and peace. Even when retaliation comes, standing firm is a testament to your strength and God's protection over your life. There's a woman I want you to know about. I won't share her name, but I'll share her story because it's one that needs to be told. This woman had been in a relationship with a man who controlled her every move. He monitored her phone, he questioned her friendships, he made her feel like she was crazy for wanting basic respect and kindness. For years, she stayed because she believed his promises that he would change. She stayed because she was afraid of what he might do if she left. She stayed because leaving felt more dangerous than staying. But one day, something shifted. Maybe it was a prayer, maybe it was exhaustion, maybe it was the voice of God whispering, "You deserve more." Whatever it was, she found the courage to say, "No more. I deserve better." She ended the relationship. She set the boundary. She walked away. And what did she get in return? Retaliation, anger, destruction. Her ex partner flattened all four of her tires in a fit of rage. He wanted to punish her for daring to choose herself. He wanted to send a message that she couldn't escape him, that even from a distance, he could still hurt her. But here's what's powerful: she didn't go back. She could have. Many women do. The fear, the financial strain, the emotional exhaustion, it all makes going back feel easier than moving forward. But this woman stood firm. She sought legal protection. She leaned on her community. She clung to her faith. And though she was shaken, though she was scared, she chose safety over familiarity. She chose peace over chaos. She chose herself. And then she did something even more remarkable. She turned her pain into purpose. She became a local advocate for domestic violence awareness. She developed workshops specifically for Black women on setting boundaries, on recognizing the signs of narcissistic abuse, on building a safety plan before you leave. Her courage sparked broader conversations about safety and empowerment in the face of narcissistic retaliation. She became living proof that setting boundaries, even when it's dangerous, even when it costs you something, is an act of worship. It's a declaration of your worth. It's evidence of God's grace working in and through you. Think about that for a second. This woman had every reason to give up, to go back, to believe the lie that she wasn't strong enough to make it on her own. But she didn't. She released the cape. She redefined what strength looks like. Because strength is not staying in a situation that's killing you. Strength is walking away, even when it's dangerous. Strength is trusting God to protect you, even when the world feels like it's falling apart. And here's the third insight, the one that I want you to hold on to long after this episode ends. You are not alone, and there is no shame in your story. Many Black women have faced similar experiences of emotional manipulation, isolation, and even public humiliation. Sharing your truth breaks generational cycles of silence and empowers others to seek healing and community. Shaketha introduced me to research that details the experiences of Black women who, after leaving narcissistic partners, struggled with trauma bonds and diminished self esteem, impacting their entrepreneurial and professional pursuits. These women reported ongoing anxiety, hypervigilance, and difficulty trusting themselves or others in business settings. They had survived the relationship, but the aftermath felt like a different kind of war. They questioned every decision. They second guessed their instincts. They felt paralyzed by fear that they would choose wrong again. These women often endured cycles of manipulation and intermittent kindness, making it difficult to leave and even harder to heal. One day their partner would be cruel, the next day tender. One moment they were told they were worthless, the next they were love bombed with affection and promises. This cycle created a trauma bond, an attachment so strong that even after leaving, the emotional pull remained. It's why so many women go back. It's why healing takes time. It's why we can't judge a woman for how long it takes her to leave or how long it takes her to heal. But here's what happened when these women engaged in trauma informed therapy, faith based support groups, and self compassion practices. Over time, they regained their sense of identity, they rebuilt boundaries, they pursued new business ventures or leadership roles, they reclaimed their voices, launched businesses, and mentored others in similar situations. Their healing journeys have contributed to a growing movement of Black women entrepreneurs prioritizing mental health and spiritual wholeness. Do you see what's happening here? These women turned their pain into purpose. They transformed their survival into something sacred and supportive for others. They stopped carrying the weight of shame and started carrying the torch of hope. They didn't just heal for themselves, they healed for their daughters, their sisters, their friends, and every woman who will come after them. Now, I want to bring this home for you because if you're listening to this right now and you're thinking, LeAnne, this is my story. I've been there. I'm still there. I need you to hear me. Your healing is holy work. Your story may be the key that unlocks freedom for someone else. And the boundaries you set today, the no you speak with love and conviction, the softness you allow yourself to embrace, these are not signs of weakness. They are acts of worship. They are declarations of your worth. They are evidence of God's grace working in and through you. So here's my question for you, the one I want you to sit with long after this moment ends. What boundaries is God calling you to set in your relationships? And how can you honor your worth, even in the face of retaliation or misunderstanding? Because here's the truth, your soft girl era is not about being weak, it's about being wise. It's about knowing when to rest, when to release, when to reclaim. It's about protecting your peace as a practice, not a privilege. It's about embracing healing in real time, even when it's messy, even when it's hard, even when the world tells you to just get over it and move on. Shaketha Harrold reminded me. And I'm reminding you that healing from narcissistic abuse is not just possible, it's divinely purposed for your growth and the empowerment of our entire community. You are not broken. You are breaking free. You are not damaged. You are being restored. You are not alone. You are surrounded by a sisterhood of women who see you, who believe you, and who are cheering you on. So today, right now, I want you to take a deep breath. I want you to release the guilt. I want you to let go of the shame. I want you to step into your soft girl era with confidence, knowing that softness is not weakness, it's a radical act of self love. And I want you to remember that your healing is not just for you, it's for every woman who needs to see that freedom is possible, that peace is attainable, that joy is her birthright. This is your moment, not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel ready, because let's be honest, you'll never feel fully ready. This is your moment to choose yourself, to set the boundary, to speak the truth, to walk away from what's killing you and walk toward what's calling you, to stop performing and start being, to release survival mode and step into your soft, sacred, powerful era. The world needs your healed voice. Your community needs your courage. Your daughters need your example. And you, beloved, you need your own permission to finally rest in the truth that you are enough. You have always been enough, and you were never meant to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. So here's my challenge to you. Today, identify one boundary you've been afraid to set. Write it down, speak it out loud, pray over it, and then, with faith as your foundation and softness as your strength, set it. Not because it will be easy, not because everyone will understand, but because you are worth it, because your peace is sacred, because your healing is holy, and because the woman you're becoming is waiting on the other side of that boundary, arms wide open, ready to welcome you home. Welcome to your soft girl era. It's time.